Okay, it's Rob from robnonphoto.com and the SEL Subject Composition and Light Photography podcast with another book review. This time we're going to be looking at Scott Kelby's Digital Photography Book Volume 3. Now, Scott Kelby, famous photographer, fantastic guy, has created so much learning resource on the web for photographers with NAP, the National Association of Photoshop Professionals, Photoshop User TV, Kelby training. Really good guy in terms of putting lots of information out there for photographers to learn. And one of the best resources that he's created, in my opinion, are the Digital Photography Book series of books. I've read Volume 1. I've skipped Volume 2 because they didn't have it at the library, but I actually own Volume 1. But I managed to pick up Digital Photography Book Volume 3 from the library the other week, and it's a great read. Great read. If you're not familiar with these books, the way that it works is you tend to have a chapter on a particular subject. So, for example, it starts off with you using Flash like a pro. Then what we're using Flash, using your studio like a pro, the truth about lenses, pro tips for getting better photos, avoiding problems like a pro, and photo recipes. And then what Mr. Kelby does is he'll say in the Flash section, he takes a different subject for each page and he'll say some things like what your Flash groups are for. So he explains all about Flash groupings and how that works, how to overpower the sun. So more than often not, he has a photograph and underneath he tells you how you can achieve that sort of look in your photograph. And it goes from, fairly advanced subjects like using grey cards through to really simple ones like what different lenses mean, like when to use an ultra-wide zoom lens and when to use tripods and things like that. And this is a really thick book. How many pages have we got? 230 odd pages, and it's jammed packed full of great information for any photographer, no matter what sort of genre you're going to be interested in. There's going to be something here for you. You don't need to have read Volume 1 and 2 to get something out of this, but it's probably best to. And one of my favourite bits is actually at the back where he has his photo recipes, where what he does is you see all these great photographs at the top, then underneath in really simple terms he says this is how I took the photograph. And he doesn't go into lots of different details about f-stops and the technicalities of photography. He basically says, if you want to take a photograph like this, what you're going to have to use, what sort of lens you're going to have to use, what sort of aperture, where you're going to have to stand, and all that sort of stuff. So, for example, with that picture, there's lots of great details about lighting. So it's all in really simple language. He's got a sense of humour that maybe not everybody will appreciate, but I think it's light-hearted and makes reading the book a joy. And these books are almost like reference manuals. It's almost like a manual that should come with your camera that's all about photography, not the technicalities. So you can grab this and do a quick refresher if you were doing, say, a portrait shoot or a landscape shoot, and you can just read these tips and hints at the bottom and the recipes, and you think, oh yeah, that's what I need to, I didn't think about that, or God, I've completely forgotten about that I could do that. So digital photography book, way too much in here for me to talk about in a short video. All I'll say is nip on over to amazon.co.uk or .com, grab it. It's probably less than $15 or £15. It's well worth the money. Keep it near your camera kit so you can just grab it and give yourself a quick refresher whenever you like. So Mr. Kelby, thanks again for a great book. That's Rob from robnonphoto.com. Hopefully pretty soon I'll see you on Flickr.